folks, welcome to Thinking Theology. I'm Don. I'm going to have fun with this one. The nature of the channel, for those of you who are new, is simply to think about theological topics. It's not to say this dogma is correct, this dogma is wrong, whatever. I just discuss things from a logical, philosophical perspective and go from there. But about 15 years ago, I began working on a list of things that I just wanted to come up with maybe 100 things that won't exist in a perfect world or an ideal world, or as depicted when I was more formally involved in Christianity before I had some realizations that gave me pause. Let's put it that way. I wanted to come up with a list of things that wouldn't exist in a perfect world based on some of the premises in the Bible, like no pain, tears, sorrow, or death. Or in the Hebrew Bible, where the lion shall lay down with the lamb, like if that's literal, what have you. But there are certain premises that are laid out that got me thinking as a thought experiment, what things are tied into those four basic premises? No pain, tears, sorrow, or death. And the other one that will just be one God, like the one God that everybody worships. And I'm not saying I believe that or I don't believe it. I'm saying based on those premises, what dissolves from the world that we know it? What won't be part of an ideal world? So anyway, as I started making this list, that I broached one of the things I had said. A gentleman came up to me who used to play football. And he's like, man, and he was a big dude too. He's like, man, what do you got against football? And I was like, I got nothing against football. I love football. So I had a discussion with him. And then at another time, I spoke with another friend of mine, not at a conference. Her name's Alyssa. And I shared the idea of the list. And I used football as an example, that there won't be football. And she kind of got upset, not because she liked football. She couldn't care less about it. But she's like, look, we're not just going to be sitting around doing nothing in heaven or in paradise on earth or wherever this ideal world is. And I said, I know, but let's look at the premises. What are footballs made of? And that's dead animal hide. So I said, so what would we use? She said, we could use cantaloupes. I said, well, okay, that would get messy for one. It's kind of hard to throw a cantaloupe, but let's say we even did it. Does that constitute death? You're pulling cantaloupe off a vine and smashing it. I said, but think about the nature of the sport itself. We're voluntarily inflicting pain on one another by smashing our bodies into one another, tackling one another to try to win this contest. So I said, that produces pain, and no pain, you can't have that. But I said, let's go even further. I said, why do we even engage in entertainment like we do today, whether it's music, television, movies, these various things that we do, games, sports for entertainment? My opinion is to distract us from the harshness of life. And whether we're Christian, atheist, Jew, it doesn't matter. Life is hard for everybody here on planet Earth. And we do things to distract ourselves. We call it fun, and I engage in it freely. I'm a season ticket holder to Rutgers basketball, wrestling, football. I watch the games. I root for other teams to lose. I root for teams in other conferences to win that I like the Razorbacks. I'm a Rutgers guy. I like this stuff. But part of it is, are we doing it to distract ourselves from the harshness of life? At some point, though, if there's no pain, tears, sorrow, or death living in that world, will we need those distractions? This is the fun part of the thought experiment. So that's why I say, for one, football won't exist, at least as it does now, because if there's no death, we're not going to be killing animals to have the hide for the football. And you can make it out of something that's synthetic, but creating synthetics introduces toxins into the environment. So there are myriad issues just based on those four premises: no pain, tears, sorrow, or death. And the fifth one, if there's one God, and I'll get into this in other ones, what happens to nations? Why do we have nations? Why do we separate from one another? So I'll be doing more of these videos along the line because it fits perfectly with the thinking theology. And if you want to get the full list of 1,500 things, it's in a trilogy of 3 different books. This is the cover to it. but the link is in the description box below. It's on Amazon Kindle if you wanted to get a jump start on that list. But I'll be doing things here and there to discuss these very things as a thought experiment. All right, folks, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Football season's coming up in, I don't know, a month. Anyhow, have a great day. I'll see you in another video and keep thinking theology.